Hey guys, today we're taking a look at Majespecter. So the Majespecter cards have this interesting quality about them that makes them like really annoying. So don't have any pendulum effects like at all. So that's a thing. Unless one of these new cards has one, right? Yeah, I don't think they do. Right? But the primary thing about these guys that is so interesting is that they all have protection. Well, this card is in your monster zone. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So, everything is just not targetable and cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And this just applies to all of these guys. Except for maybe this one, I guess. The Majesty Pegasus, the Draco's Lair. So, why not build a deck utilizing the Majespecter cards? So I thought, so the idea behind the deck I want to build is that I want to focus not that much on generic things, but mostly on the Majespecter cards. But the one downside to a lot of these Majespecter cards is that their stat line is not so good. So we have 1.5k, then 1k, 1.5k, and this one 1.5, 1.5, 1.8, 1.2. So that is to say that all these guys cannot beat over a single Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. So that isn't so good. So our goal is probably to change that. But let's start with just putting in some cards. So this one is probably a 3 of when this card is normal or special summoned. Is there a hard ones return on this? Yes. Search a Majespecter monster, so this can set up our pendulum scales. This can also be used to search another guy to normal summon later or special summon. So that's cool. Then Majespecter Croyata as well seems pretty good. And then this card can quick effect special summon itself from our hand if we control a Majespecter monster, which is really good as well. And then it can add a Majespecter spell in our graveyard and set it. The play I think we want to do, I believe it's which one? Let's see. Target one, destroy it. No. What card is it? Hold up. Majespecter Wind. Was that just not showing up or am I blind? Oh, I'm blind. Okay, so we want to play Majespecter Wind. When you activate this card, you can also tribute one wind spellcaster monster, so optional to tribute. Special summon one Majespecter monster from your hand or graveyard. Or if you tributed a monster at activation, you can special summon a Majespecter monster from your deck instead. So that's kind of neat. But the primary thing is that we can use Porcupine effect to special summon itself and then add back Wind, and Wind will be able to be used next turn to special summon Kieran. That's about it. And then I guess we put in like one copy of Majespecter Tempest, and we'll also need like maybe 2 copies of Ryu, and we'll want like Nue as well. Okay. So this card, pretty cracked I guess. If this card is Link Zone, you can add up to 2 face-up Majespecter Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. Then you can add up to 2 Majespecter Pendulum monsters with different names from your extra deck to the face-up extra deck. And then you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for either Majespecter or Draco Slayer monsters. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, the primary thing that we're going to want to do, let's see. Majesty Pegasus. Does this do a lot for us? You contribute a wind spellcaster monster, special summon a level 4 Majespecter monster from our deck. So that's kind of useful, I guess. So we're going to have to look at some options and then we'll decide afterwards, I guess. I'm not sure if we really want to run like Majesty's Pegasus or some of these other cards, but okay, we'll figure it out. This only adds field spells, right? And then the pendulum effect for this is pretty good, I believe. You have a Majespecter or Draco Slayer card. You can add a Draco Slayer pendulum monster with a different original name within that card from your deck to your hand, then you destroy one card in your pendulum zone, optional. So, not 100% sure if we want to run this or not in the build we're going for, but it'll be here for sure. And this sets from the deck, but cannot be activated this turn. We'll just run all of these guys. And the reason being, I don't want to bother figuring out the ratios. Add one Majespecter card from your deck to your hand during that phase. This is not a quick effect to summon, is it? Oh wait, it is. Oh. Then we can run this as a one-of, I guess. So that's neat. And then I think maybe we want one of Cyclone. Wait, that only destroys monsters. Level it into the deck. Destroy. Neither of these are hard ones per turn. Banish a card. But specifically only monsters, so. Downside that I'm seeing here, one of them is that that this really only interacts with monsters with your cards here. Activation and effects of other Majespecter cards on your field cannot be negated. So that's neat, I guess. So we'll throw that in as a one-of. And target one Majespecter card in your zone, special summon it. Not too important, I don't think. And with our pen scales, notably, we cannot summon the Kirin, right? Okay. Target a pendulum monster in your monster zone and one, discard is in your monster zone. Your target with artifacts also cannot be destroyed by your opponent's artifacts. So our boss monster is Kirin, and this effect to return is hard once per turn. Did this get errata or something? I thought this was soft once per turn. But okay, I guess. So this is what we mostly have to work with, and then we'll go in Ash Blossom, Joe Spring. Seems good to me. And these guys actually don't have effects for scales, so it shouldn't matter too much what we use as scales, right? And with how this works, okay. These guys are all wind spellcasters, so first thing we want to be looking at is Wind Witch, and then the next thing might be like Speedrun, but all of the Wind Witch cards are indeed wind spellcasters as well, so that's useful. Let's see. You become wind locked, which is okay if we're playing Pier. So this card adds a Wind Witch monster. Control no monsters. You can special summon this card, then you can special summon a Wind Witch monster from your deck. Cannot be tributed. If this card is normal or special summon, okay. If all monsters you control are Wind Witch monsters, that's the condition on that one. Blizzard Bell. Wind Witch monsters. Okay, so they do mention Wind Witch a lot, which I don't like. So we'll probably not go with Wind Witch then. So, alright. Then we'll go with the plan I had in mind originally. So I'll just leave it as a bit of a surprise. A bit of a surprise, you know, let it fester for a little bit. Let it cook, if you will. So let's get some generics. So I think Imperm actually... Imperm is usually good, but it's actually kind of dicey here. Now that I think about it, we're going to use up like a lot of our spell trap zones, typically. So if we already draw a Cold Buy, if we draw a Cold Buy and Imperm together, it's already not that great. So maybe we'll look for a different hand trap that we can play. Gamma is not that good of a choice, I don't think. So we'll probably not go with Gamma, okay? So Gamma, I'd say not a good play. Not at all. Alright. So Beyond, might as well grab Beyond, I guess. And what does this use to pendulum monsters, including a Majespecter monster? Okay. And then what is the lock exactly? From the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for Majespecter or Draco's Lair monsters. Uh, okay. And then I guess let's grab Exceed the Pendulum. Could come up, you know? Why not? Then, like, it seems logical enough to run. Selene. Then, maybe like access code. And, Dynamondo, perhaps. Seems good. So, the plan here, pretty simple. We're going to try to run with Megalith. So not all of these guys are going to be the right level, specifically the Babuku and Nekomata, but everything else should do, being level 4 here for the most part. So if we use Megalith Unformed, that's a pretty easy way to get into our cards here. So we're going to really hope for the Megalith Unformed to be open, okay? That's about all we can do here. And we'll go for 45 cards, I suppose. And this is if a Megalith monster is special summoned, we can add a ritual monster in our graveyard and we can add it to the hand. This time each ritual summoned monster would be destroyed by battle. Each turn it is not destroyed. That effect isn't important enough for us to actually be running Majesty Pegasus, I don't think, so we're not gonna. Then we'll grab one of these guys, one of those guys. Then we can actually lower this to 2 now that I think about it, and then we need clear as well. Okay, so the primary thing is just how we get these guys, just in general. But I guess there's a decent way that we could try managing this, so we'll try figuring it out. So I don't think we need any of these other guys too much. I believe we do want to run like 2 Breather here, and then we'll want some cantrips, and we'll figure the rest out, I guess. I do believe we do want like these two like that as well. And then I think that's like the minimum we should be running. Will this horrendously brick? Yeah, probably. Good chance. But can it also pop off? Sure can. And that's enough to make me play something like this. So that's what we're going with. Apollosa has some good arrows, so we'll just grab Apollosa. Sounds good to me. And we need like 3 more hand traps probably of some sort, so we can go like oh actually this is kind of interesting. We can go Skullmeister, I guess. I mean, sure, right? There's no issue with running Skullmeister. Skullmeister is just going to be a good level for our Megalith Unformed. So if we open Megalith Unformed, we're just happy. Okay, that's all, right? So we can't really use this Phalag this turn, but okay, let's say we normal summon Buku. We have Majespecter Wind as well. And this tributing allows us to dodge like infinite impermanence. Is what I would say if this could be impermanent to begin with. This can't be targeted, so. Huh. Effect Failure also doesn't work. Are we just running Cult By literally just for Max E? Wow, this deck could be a lot better if Max E didn't exist. Simply because you don't have to run Cult By, because Cult By is already like not that great, so that's a very specific situation, but huh. Alright. And then we have these guys. Not quite what we're looking for. I just wanted to see a hand with like Unformed. Great. Ogama. Yubi. Skullmeister. Well, this really doesn't do a whole lot, huh? I guess it happens. But we can do Megalith Unformed, sending like Skullmeister. Or Ogama. We can send like just whatever here. We can grab our copy of full to special summon like an Ophiel, and then Ophiel can grab us a copy of Phalag. Then next turn we can tribute the Phalag to then special summon a copy of Bether, and then Bether pop. So that's something. But the primary thing, of course, that I want to see is that I want to cycle through all of the Meglyph cards, and then I want to specifically, uh, I want to Phalag all over my opponent, you know? So I want to use Phalag's effect to boost all the monsters I control. In this case, it would be the Majespecter cards, and make them chonky. That is all I wish for. That is, yeah, that is it, right? So we have probably last 2 slots we can do like Zeus Typhon or something. House spell. Like this. So ratios probably need to be adjusted, but here is Majespecter Meglyph, I guess. MM, I suppose. So with our good old MM deck here, we'll probably have to adjust the ratios and kind of figure things out, but if we do, we're in for a bit of a fun time, in my opinion at least. So the primary thing that I care about is that we cannot be targeted, and I'll try making a more competitive Majespecter deck like in the future. So it'll take some research, which I haven't yet fully done or committed to yet, but yeah, I think Majespecter has like a decent amount of potential, just considering the fact that every single main monster, or every single monster in our main deck here cannot be targeted. The ones in the extra deck can be, and also I guess technically Majesty Maiden. But for the most part, none of our cards here should be targetable, just off rip, which is pretty strong. And yeah, this surely leads into something. What does this really do for us? I don't know exactly yet, but it'll for sure get us somewhere, that's for sure. And in terms of starters, I think there's probably like some method to kind of like get into what we need to do our Majespecter plays. But yeah, for the time being, that's all I got for you guys today. And yeah, just imagine being run over by like a 3,000 attack Bunbuku. Now that is peak comedy. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.